Dear Dad, I'm writing again from somewhere in Egypt to thank you for the camera. I've joined the camera club, and in these shots I'm sending you, you'll see a few of us on our way to Cairo with 12 hours leave. The boys couldn't get away quick enough. I had to run to catch the cows. From a hill outside, we saw potters plying their trade much the same, we were told, as they did in biblical days, using mud and clay from the Nile. Dirt cheap material, a shapeless mass, but the potter's skillful fingers soon primp out the required design. The jippos push a hard bargain, and even this kid tried to sell us a pot. He was nearly as good as the brass beater in the next door shop. The silversmith's work fascinated me, although the shop was little better than a hovel. Almost from the cradle onwards, they weave their exquisite patterns of silver filigree. No wonder blindness caused by such intricate work under such bad light ends their working days. It's Cairo all over, artistry alongside dirt. Creative work that destroys the creator. They're as good at haggling as they are at their work. We went back to camp loaded. Yes, we fell for the slick line just as you said we would, but who wouldn't fall for such lovely pieces as these? I bought a necklace to send to Mum, but the jippo thought I wanted to wear it myself. He must have mistaken me for a wop. Suckers. They're funny craft, aren't they? With their broad, squat bows. But they must be able to carry a huge load. How different the sails and rigging are from the old 18-footer we used to sail on the harbor. But even though they look cumbersome, I'm told they're the fastest sailing craft in the Mediterranean. We caught one guy well and truly up a pole. And what a pole! He looked no bigger than a monkey on a stick. The feluccas may look ugly tied up, but see them in midstream like this, and they become strangely beautiful. We couldn't get enough shots of scenes like these. Seeing the Nile reminded us of all we'd learnt in school about this mother of all rivers. Fancy, rising in the Victorian Anzac, 3,500 miles away, at Cairo, we got a wonderful view of the city. They say it's the biggest metropolis of Africa, and the most perfect example of a Muslim city in the world. Egypt's capital with a swarming population greater than any city in Australia. But how different. Here, domes and minarets show out in sharp contrast to the sea of flat-roofed buildings. But dominating everything in Cairo are the mosques. We were told that there are now 400 of them in the city, apart from numerous smaller chapels. I like the Muslim architecture, with its flowing curves and solid squares. We took your tip, Dad, when we got into the city itself, and headed straight for the famous mosque section. You're right about brushing shoulders with the whole world here, but in these narrow streets, a little wider than a Sydney lane, we saw jippos, Jews, Arabs, Turks, Armenians, and a few New Zealanders. This old part of the city is all you said it was. Dingy shop fronts, incredible dirt, 1,000 smells, good and bad, and everywhere the babel of strange tongues, with Arabic the most common. In Egypt, out of the total population of 16 million. You said it, Dad. We just couldn't shake the beggars off with their never-ending clamor for baksheesh. We tossed them a few coins, and it was better than a junior football match on a Saturday afternoon at home. The domes and minarets took the boys' attention, and you could hardly drag them away. There are a lot of candid camera cranks these days, always looking for an angle. After the hurly-burly of the streets and courtyards, it was good to go into the cool and peace of the mosque. It was just like one of the big cathedrals at home. Do you remember the blue mosque with its cloister walls lined with blue tiles? It was very interesting to learn that Muslims always turn towards Mecca when they pray, and that even the lamps are open towards that holy city of the Mohammedan. They say that every true follower of the Prophet hopes to make a pilgrimage to Mecca at least once in his lifetime. They scorn Mussolini, seeing right through his professed claim to be the protector of Islam. We then went down to see the flowing 960 miles through Egypt, what you might call the lifeblood of this country. The Nile makes history books vivid and real for me, for she is history. My mind turned to what I'd learned of the pharaohs, of Antony and Cleopatra, of Saladin and his Saracens. Now we hope to add our bit of history to the place. The digger tradition is already here. All we have to do is to carry on.